death.
Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and today we're taking a look at this free-to-play Hog Rider deck that can be used all the way from Arena 5 up to Legendary Arena. And the reason I call it a free-to-play Hog Rider deck is that it has no epics and no legendaries in it. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, it does have the Ice Spirits in it, which are only available in Arena 8, but you can easily swap those out for Fire Spirits instead, which are available by Arena 5, and the deck will be just as viable. Now let's go ahead here, take a look at a couple of replays, and then we'll finish off with a live battle. So here we are, guys, facing off against the notorious Kiwi. Now, I'm sure you guys all know who this is because he's pretty notorious, or so I've heard. Now, he's using a Hog Rider, Sparky, Miner strategy, so this should be a pretty good example of a free-to-play deck versus a deck with two legendaries in it. Now, he's coming in here with a Valkyrie Miner push. Fortunately for me, I did predict the location of his Miner. I had a feeling that he would use that Miner to try and take out my Musketeer, and as a result, I used the Goblins to protect her, saving her, and allowing her to go back on a counter push for me, which is really important for maximizing your Elixir use, is trying to save your defensive troops and allow them to go back on a counter push. And as a result of that Musketeer surviving, she was able to go back there and kill his Musketeer, which means in the end, I don't have any counter push to worry about, which is always a good thing. And I was also able to get the Hog Rider to get one hit off on that tower. Now right here, gonna do a split push with the Barbarians, which is always my preferred method of using the Barbarians if I have to use them offensively. Now in my opinion, the Barbarians are more of a defensive cards, but like I said, if you have to use them offensively, I prefer to do a split push. That way, if your opponent has a Fireball or a Valkyrie in their deck, you don't lose all those Barbarians to one card. But right here, putting on some counter pressure on the right hand lane, because he's trying to do a Sparky push on the left hand side, and as a result, he was forced to use all of his Elixir defending his tower on the right hand side, which makes it pretty easy to take out the Sparky all by itself there on the left hand side. And in the end, we don't take any damage to either of our towers, and his tower on the right hand side is sitting at 1300 health. Now right here, gonna sit back and build up the Elixir once again, and maybe get ready to do another split Barbarian push, but this time, he drops down the Hog Rider, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the cannon to distract it, and try and draw it into the middle there, but unfortunately, the cannon placement wasn't ideal. If I would have placed the cannon one tile over to the right, both towers would have been able to target that Hog Rider, and I would have been able to save a little bit of health on that cannon. Now right here, doing another split push with those Barbarians, but this time he has the Sparky coming up on the right hand side, so I'm going to do a push here on the left hand lane. Even though the tower on the right is sitting at 1300 health, I don't want to push that lane because that's the lane with the Sparky in it, and as a result, the Hog Rider makes it to the tower, getting a couple hits in, bring it down to less than 1000 health. Now right here on the right hand side, gonna go ahead and use that Zap spell with the Barbarians to take out the Sparky, and in the end, we don't take too much damage to my tower, and I've also cycled all the way back to my Hog Rider. Now take a look at this counter push here on the right hand side. Now keep in mind that those Barbarians as well as those Goblins were played on defense, and so they went back on a pretty massive counter push right there and took out his tower, and not only that, they were also able to kill the Sparky in the process, and with 20 seconds left, my opponent has no chance to come back. I'm going to try and go for the 3-crown victory if I can, because I do need that crown chest. So right here, Hog Rider going in with the Ice Spirit as well as the Goblins out there, Barbarians distracting the Sparky story with the Zap spell resetting its attack timer, and 4 seconds left, Hog Rider with the Musketeer attacking that tower, but unfortunately I'm a couple seconds short from the 3-crown victory. Let's go ahead here to the next replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against Matt, who is a level 9 in the Frozen Peak Arena. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm in the Frozen Peak Arena, this is my second account, not my main account, which is in the Legendary Arena. Now, he's using a Golem Miner strategy. He's going to go ahead and place on the pump in the back left corner there. I'm just going to go ahead and Fireball it. I don't want to go on the offensive too early in this battle, so I want to play it safe, sit back and use that Fireball, damage that tower, and also damage that pump. Even though it probably isn't the greatest Elixir trade, all I want to do is force him out of a defensive position. Now right here, he's coming in with the Golem on the left hand lane. I'm going to do a split push once again with the Barbarians, and then go ahead and support the Barbs on the right hand side with a Musketeer as well as an Ice Spirit. Now he's going to drop down Barbarians of his own to try and defend. Now unfortunately, my Ice Spirit is pretty low level, and as a result, it does die to the Zap spell. If that Zap spell didn't kill my Ice Spirit right there, I probably would have been a whole different story there on the right hand side, because those Barbarians would have been frozen, allowing the Musketeer to take him out. Now right here, pretty clutch defense with that Fireball, taking out all those troops, but in the end, the minion plus the Golem there able to do a decent amount of damage to that tower, bring it down to 1600 health. Now right here, he does have a little bit of an elixir advantage, placing down the pump, and I'm only sitting at about 7 or so I have to sit back and build it up once again. Now that I know he has the barbarians in his deck, and that's a strong counter to my Hog Rider, I can try and set up some Hog Rider fireball attacks to take out all those barbarians. So right here, Musketeer going down in the back there, behind my King Tower, setting up a slow push on the right hand side. Now once the Musketeer gets closer to the bridge, I'm going to try and do a Hog Rider Ice Spirit push, and hopefully cycle to my Fireball and do a preemptive Fireball here to take out all those barbarians. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Zaspel, which is going to finish them off, allowing my Hog Rider to do some decent damage to that tower, bring it down to 1000 health, with the Musketeer getting a couple final shots. Now I spent a ton of elixir there in that process, so right here dropping down the crying emoji, just because I know I'm in a bit of trouble right here, because he has a golem reaching my tower with a minion still alive, but the Musketeer going down, thankfully targeting the minion first, because the minion does the most damage out of those troops right there. And in the end, we save my tower with 350 health left. Now right here, going to do another Hog Rider push, and expecting those barbarians doing a preemptive Fireball, but take a look at this. Because his barbarians are level 10, my Fireball Zap combo doesn't kill all those barbarians. If we were equal level opponents, I would actually have that tower down and have a 1 crown lead, because the Fireball Zap combo would actually kill all those barbarians. But unfortunately, that isn't the case in this battle right here. Now once again, he's coming with that Golem Wizard strategy. Now he's being a little bit predictable here with all of his attacks, doing the same thing over and over again with the golems, the minions, and stuff like that. So I'm learning his strategy and just able to defend over and over again. And right here, the Fireball going down, giving me the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead here to another replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against another level 9. That first play there against a level 8 was one of the first battles in a very long time on this account against an equal level opponent. Now right here, going to go ahead and do a split push with those barbarians. I don't really want to open with an aggressive Hog Rider push. It's kind of risky. You don't know if your opponent has like a strong counter in their hand, and you could end up investing a ton of elixir in an unsuccessful push. But right here, barbarians going in, taking out those Spirit Goblins, and right here on the right hand side, Hog Rider Goblin Ice Spirit push. Now take a look at this clutch combo with the Zaspel as well as the Ice Spirit, clearing out that entire minion horde, allowing the Hog Rider Barbarian there to do a good amount of damage to the tower, bring it down to 1200 health. Now right here, Musketeer coming in, gonna go ahead and do a surround technique with the Barbarians, taking you out all in one hit. And then I also have a pack of Barbarians going back on a counter push. Now right here, Barbarians going in there, killing all those Spear Goblins, and then able to go in there and get a couple hits off on the tower, getting a little bit of chip damage in the process, bringing it down to less than 1000 health. So far, we're only a minute or so into this battle, and I have a huge damage lead, but right there, wasting that Fireball, damaging the pump as well as the tower. Cannon going down here, distracting that Hog Rider. Now take a look at the placement of that cannon. That is the ideal placement of a cannon, if you can, because that way both towers are able to target the Hog Rider. Now right here, I really wish I would have saved the Fireball, because it would have came in pretty clutch right here with all those Barbarians as well as the Musketeer, but unfortunately I don't have it. So Barbarians going down in the back, taking out the Musketeer, fortunately able to drag all those Barbarians back from my tower, saving it from any further damage. Now right here, he's coming with an aggressive Hog Rider minion horde push, and I'm forced to use that Fireball to take out all the minions, but I had no elixir left over to take out the Hog Rider, and as a result, he does a crazy amount of damage to my tower, bringing it down to 700 health. So here we are, about to hit the double elixir period. I'm probably going to do another Hog Rider Goblin push here on the right hand side as soon as I can. So he drops down some Spear Goblins, gonna go ahead and use the Zaspel to damage that tower and also take out all those Spear Goblins. And as soon as I see the elixir pump there on the left hand side, I want to start setting up for a push here on the right hand lane. But because I do know my opponent has both the minion horde as well as the Barbarians, I want to try and cycle to my Fireball and have that Fireball available for my Hog Rider push, and as a result of having that Fireball available, I was able to take out that tower, giving myself the 1 crown lead in the process. And right here, using that cannon to distract the Hog Rider. Now notice how I used the cannon right up against the bridge there, and that way his poison spell wasn't able to target my tower, the Musketeer, as well as the cannon. And in the end, I only took a little bit of chip damage from the poison spell on my tower, and with 16 seconds left, all I really have to do is just focus on defending, and I should be able to hold out for the 1 crown victory. So right here, Musketeer going down, finishing off those Spear Goblins, cannon going down once again to distract the Hog Rider. He drops on the poison spell, but unfortunately for him, it's just not enough, and I do get the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead here and do a live battle. So here we go, guys, facing off against a level 9, Give him the old thumbs up there. And we have what looks to be an okay starting hand. The Barbarians with the Hog Rider. Now the Barbs, I used to use a lot a long time ago, and then I kind of stopped using them and then used the Valkyrie Musketeer combo for the longest time. But recently, I'm really enjoying using the Barbarians again because they take out stuff like Giants, Hog Riders, and Royal Giants insanely fast. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Maybe on the left-hand side. Have the Zaspel ready for whatever. I probably should have fireballed right there, but not too bad. He's going to zap there. We might get a one Hog Rider hit there. Not too bad. We did some damage to that Elixir Pump as well. Get our cannon ready right here. Fireball all this. Kill those goblins in the process. Now, I didn't want to use the fireball there. That wasn't really ideal, but I had to considering the minions and the goblins were there, and my Zap spell was out of rotation, but not too bad. We do have a damage lead. The only downside is he has 2 pumps down, so he's probably developing a pretty significant elixir advantage. So let's go ahead and use the Barbarians right here on a split push, and then have these ready. Now, he does have the cannon, so if I try and go in right there, maybe we can do a push here on the right-hand side and do a piggy push technique. Have this ready and zap all this. Boom. Ice Spirit should finish off those minions, and he was forced to use his fireball, so that was pretty decent right there. And we also did a little bit of damage to that tower on the right-hand side, but right here coming in with that, and I don't have my Zaspel, so we're going to take a bunch of damage by those 2 little goblins there on the left-hand side. Look at them go, bringing my tower all the way down to 1400 health. So that's what happens when you overcommit too much elixir on an offense. I'm going to sit back here and chill out for a quick second and try and develop an elixir advantage. But with those minions going down, I don't really have much to worry about with a push. Let's go ahead and do that and that with one of these. He's probably going to zap. No. Let's go ahead and zap this once we can. Zap that right there. That zap was wasted. Oh my gosh, what a waste of that zap spell. Let's get ready for this defense here on the left-hand side. He's probably going to come in with another Hog Rider push with some goblins. There it is. Do that and that. He's going to fireball and one-shot the Musketeer, which was really, really overpowered. Let's go ahead and fireball this and show him some of our level 6 fireball power versus his level 7 fireball. There we go, some Barbarians doing another split push. And so he has the cannon as well as the Inferno Tower. Who has 2 defenses in their deck? That honestly is pretty ridiculous. Zap that. Unfortunately missing one of those minions in the process. Really unfortunate. That's a cannon right here and some Barbarians right here. He misses my Musketeer with that Fireball, and I also have a bunch of Barbarians alive. So let's Ice Spirit this, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready here on the right-hand side. Maybe do a piggy push, I hope. We'll see right here. Can we piggy push, or does he have his Fireball ready and using that super dirty double defense deck? Zap this. Come on, come on, come on. Fireball right here. Come on, kill whatever, and then use his cannon right here. One more hit, please. There we go, getting the victory over somebody using 2 defenses in their deck. Anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.